What's up, everyone? It's been a long time, but I'm back. Today we've got a bit of a cook-up slash beat breakdown on one of the kits that we've dropped recently for our big promotional event that we're doing for December 11th. This is a bit of a hush-hush thing for right now, but we're building on it, and I'm really excited to show you what we're going to do and what we're going to announce for that. It's with the record label that me and a couple of my friends and business associates created, something that's supposed to really bridge the gap in the music industry that we see as of now, to try to get artists like more connected and involved and in the creative process, and try to keep it as transparent as possible. Um, so what we're going to do is just do a little breakdown of this loop kit. I'll showcase some of the loops. On our main Rankines channel, we have Brandon Shaw, one of the producers behind the kit. He breaks down a couple of the loops and plays them for you guys, but I'll showcase a couple of them again, and I'll show you which one I picked and why, and then we'll get into the selection and beat breakdown of how I structured this beat and how I made this beat, and shows you kind of the capabilities of the stuff that you can do with this. So first, I'm going to go back and showcase the loop kit and how we structured it. So we put just 8 loops in it. It's absolutely free, like I said. It's going to be in the download link, and all the details are going to be in the download link and or in the description below. So check it out. This is we even threw our tags in there. If you want, please contact us if you want to collaborate or anything like that. We're more than willing to work something out. But here's some of the. I'll just click through them real quick, and you can hear the beginning of them. Okay. I'll just click through. This will be the last one, and it's convenient because this is the one that I produced, or the one I selected. My bad, not produced. This is B. Shaw's one. All right, let's get into it. So this is the one I picked, and I'll show you. I first and foremost just time stretched it. So what we did is we break it down into all the stems of all the parts. You can select, which sections that you want. As you can see, I sectioned it out and where I used each of the parts and what I did to them. But I started with the main loop section, the main, I think it's the keys that I picked as the start. So I'm going to kind of just mute everything and just show you what I started with. So this is the initial key set that I started the beat with. So you can notice I time stretched it. I made it a little bit slower. I think I kept it at the same key. And kind of how I like to do it generally is I pick my favorite part and then I break down the beat on it. The next thing I did was add the 808s. I'll show you I did a pretty basic pattern with them. Just kind of kept it really bouncy. That was like the main purpose. Just really bouncy was the main goal. Next step, I actually put, I'll show you guys right here, I did like the hi-hat clap pattern, kept it like really loud, snappy, that sort of stuff, like that take Heath like bounce with like the south side like low hats. If you can see, that's kind of like what I was doing here. I had some of the south side drops, but I had, like, if you can see here, the take Heath's like double bounces and here as well. So that was basically the main goal. Just keep it bouncy, upbeat. You're at 25 or at 125. So keep the bounce. Make the artist feel like they have to work to keep up with the beat, even though the beat's naturally slower because it's trap halftime sort of thing. So then it was pretty much, it was easy from there. It was the snare and the crash. Those both came in. You see, it kind of fills in the space, and then the last thing is the punch. I like to add like some sort of like kick, even if it's a snare or an 808 that has a lot of resonance and initial punch anyways. I layer it, like even a Zaytoven 808 where it already has an initial bounce and punch to it. I put that kick on top of it to give it even more of a hit. Next was also, we got the open hat and the secondary snare. The secondary snare, I like to lead it. If you can see here, I lead it at the end of the bar to kind of give it that clicky and that old trap sound mixed with the new trap sound. And the open hat just kind of brings in the boom into the kick. Like, that's really what the purpose is, kind of transition it in, and that pretty much breaks down the drums for the beat. I'll let you guys hear them now. So see, it's super simple. Like, that was the bounce of the beat, right? Now comes what a lot of people sleep on, and that's arrangement. Like, it's so important. Like, obviously your loops are important and the sound quality and all that, and your samples are important, but arrangement really makes like an artist like love it or hate it. So I've made the choice already from the start. I decided to, off the bat, it's going to come in with the 808 and the hi-hats and the claps, just for rhythm's sake. Like, it's going to come in with that. I'll cut it, put my tag, boom, then we get into the beat with the kick hitting in to give the artist the indicator, like, now's the time to really go in. Like, now's the real time. And I'll kind of play it as we go, and I'll show you kind of like the switch I did here, bringing some of the other sounds into it, and the choices that I made for each of those sounds. Okay, we can start with, I guess, I forgot that I did this, but I think I put a decapitator on the 808 to just give it even more hit. Hear how it just brings that greater darkness into it. I can show you the settings on it. All I really think I did is I just pulled down the tone and turned up the drive a bit. Just give it a little more of a hit. And this is when the arrangement comes in. So Bishaw, when he made this loop, it has the choir, it has everything. But the advantage of the stems here is that I can pick which parts I like. I can and change the volume relative to the other things. So I wanted the choir a little louder. That's what I did. I turned the choir up, and I changed kind of where it came in on the beat. I let this be the main guide, and I put that in as a helper. I like doing that sort of thing where it keeps the beat, like, all this is, the artist is the focus. And then, just like what Mike Dean and a lot of these like great producers and engineers do, is they let the artist do their thing first, because they don't want to take their light away. Sometimes, I mean, you'll have production flaunting throughout the beat and seamlessly underneath the beat, but in a lot of ways, give the artist their space, and then you can do your thing with like your cuts and all that, like the things that make the beat look good to certain individuals, and then have your fun. Like, here I am at like 1:15, the artist has already gone in for like a minute already, and now I'm having fun with like how I'm going to order it, like my plans for the beat. So I'm going to show you guys these cuts, get into some more effects too, and show you how I kind of ease these other sounds in. I like bringing it in on the snaps or the claps, kind of like misleading a little bit, and that's fun to kind of catch people off guard, because you're expecting it on the one, and it comes in like later, and it's like, it gives like a whole new bounce to it. Okay, now let's get into some of the other sounds. I'm going to try to keep it a little quicker. I've been taking too long as is. So I'm going to get back into these effects. So first and foremost, I've got two effects here. I've got a secondary keys, which I halftime, which you guys know what halftime is. It just takes a melody that's 4 bars and plays only the first 2 bars in a time stretch version. And you've got more settings and more parameters you can phase in and work with there. Just cut the low ends out so that it doesn't interfere with the 808. That's all I did there. And then same thing, I did a halftime on this ARPy sound. It was a little tricky because when you know how ARPs are, a lot of the times they'll play like a single chord, and if you're playing multiple chords in it, you'll get certain notes that aren't necessarily aligned with your key or that sound a little off from your key, so you have to listen to that. So what I did here in the art pattern, there was a particular note that I didn't like how it sounded with everything. So I'll play that with the sour note. Oh no. With the sour note, so you guys can hear what I was hearing and see the decision that I made with how I worked with that. Now I'm gonna play it. I'm gonna play the part that I took out, and and you'll see why. See, I'm sure you guys can tell, but that's a sour note. Like, that does not work with the rest of the melody. So I cut that out. And halftime, the nature of halftime is it only will play this section anyways. Like, it won't play this part, so it just plays this part elongated to that part. So it ends up sounding really good. See, that like works out perfectly. And then you got the choir in the back there. And then it's have fun with the second half of the beat. Have this, it's basically like a switch. You got the arc now coming in and guiding. And now you got your second chorus right here, chorus 1, chorus 2. But your next chorus is now having like a whole different like sound to it. And then you bring it back in, and now you've got your highest volume part. Very much structured, if a lot of you are familiar with EDM style music. Like, you have builds, and each consecutive build is bigger than the next. Hip-hop is not to the same degree as that, unless you're somebody like Marshmello or Deadmau5 or somebody like that, who can really walk the line between the both genres. But you take a lot of those principles. So you take the build in each chorus, make each chorus more powerful than the next with sounds. And then obviously you can do that with automation in the artist's voice, like number of layers, the features, the ad-libs, the stack, all that. Like, you can do that. But I just tend to do it naturally with production too, and a lot of the times when I mess around with beat making. So that's what I got, and this is kind of how we end it. We play it, you know, the beat through. We get my tag here, and then we end it off with the 808s trailing it off at, what did I put it at, like 3.5 minutes. Okay, pretty fair, pretty normal beat length. Render it out, send it to, you know, pitch it out to artists that I know, artists that I don't know, for placements. That's just how it works. I'll show you guys the master chain and the effects I do in my tag. Or actually, I'll leave the effects I do in my tag out of it. Good luck, guys. You got the tag right here.
B-Shaw, that be rock.
That's B-Shaw's, but, you know, effects are the same. Just the auto-tune and the pitch down. And here we got, you know, the reverb, the Valhalla, kind of just putting everything in its place. Like, I try to send it to a couple things. Send to it like this. I think I have the snare sending to it. A couple other things as well. And now you guys are going to get the volume. Break down the master chain real quick. All I tend to really do is do the soft clipper, EQ, and limiter. This time I didn't even do the soft clipper because I think I was getting enough clipping how I liked with the limiter. But I'll kind of play it now and show you what I do to finish this video off. Actually, you know what? I'll show you the parts that I like more. Actually, I'll play my tag, then I'll play the part. So we got my tag right here. We got the EQ, boosting mids and highs. And now we got the volume. If you really want to take it up a notch, then what you can do here is you can just put your soft clipper on your kick to boost the post a bit, pull the threshold down. And you'll see, watch this. I'll play with it even more. Just take it now. You hear how the kick just smacks through the mix? And we're keeping it as tame as I can, but still it's hitting through the mix. And then I'll play this part as I finish it out for you guys. I like the switch up here. appreciate y'all tuning in. Stay tuned for December 11th. Got a big announcement, and hope y'all have a great rest of your day. Thanks for tuning in.